Your house is under surveillance by the authorities. A world-renowned celebrity has. My dear child, if you believe in angels, start this video and watch it completely. Angel says this is not a dream. This is not a coincidence. This is the moment that has been written in heaven's book for months, perhaps years, and today it arrives like a thunderclap through your spirit. Archangel Michael has descended with urgency in his voice, shouting to every soul that will listen, it's an emergency, this isn't just any message. This is a spiritual alert that must not be skipped, delayed, or silenced. Your house is under surveillance by the authorities. A world-renowned celebrity has tipped them off to something that no one ever expected. What was whispered in the dark is now being shouted from the rooftops. What was done behind closed doors has now triggered a divine investigation. And heaven has chosen you to be told the truth first before it hits the news, before it breaks your heart, before the chaos begins. You are not crazy. You felt it. The tension, the watching eyes, the sudden energy shifts. You weren't paranoid. You were picking up on spiritual frequencies the natural world cannot see. You've been waking up at strange hours, feeling watched, seeing signs that make no sense until now. God says you are not wrong. They are watching, but not for the reasons you think. This is not about punishment. This is about purpose. This is about the fact that something holy inside you triggered alarms in the spirit realm and in the physical realm. Someone famous, someone powerful, someone whose name echoes through the halls of celebrity circles. They saw something in you that terrified them and amazed them all at once. They sent a message. They rang an alarm, not to destroy you, but to warn the world. And now the authorities are looking, investigating, preparing. But what are they preparing for? That's the question burning in your heart right now. God says they are preparing to witness the fulfillment of prophecy. You are the fulfillment. You are the one they tried to suppress. You are the one whose name was hidden in a sealed envelope in spiritual realms until now. This celebrity didn't stumble across your name randomly. It was whispered to them in a dream, shown to them in a vision. You were revealed to someone who was never supposed to know you because heaven made sure your name could no longer be ignored. You think your life is small. You think no one knows you. But God says the angels know. The heavens know, and now the world will know too. The tipping point has arrived. But this is also where the danger lies. Because when divine favor is exposed, enemies rise. When your light breaks through, jealous hearts react. That's why Archangel Michael is warning you. It's an emergency. Don't skip this. You're not being watched for destruction. You're being watched for destiny. But that doesn't mean you're safe from sabotage. You must understand this celebrity knows something shocking, something that could shake the very ground of the spiritual and natural world around you. What they discovered wasn't just about you. It was about who's been trying to destroy you behind the scenes. Yes, the authorities are watching your house, but it's not just your house. They're watching the person who lives near you. A woman, someone who smiles at you, someone who pretends to care, but she's the one who triggered this entire operation without realizing it. God is now exposing it all. You are in the middle of a spiritual war that was hidden under the disguise of daily life. Smiles, conversations, gossip, fake friendships. But heaven saw the intentions. And now even earthly eyes have begun to see it too. The authorities are not just law enforcement. The word authorities also refers to spiritual watchers, intercessors, powerful gatekeepers of destiny. God has assigned both physical and angelic authorities to surround your life right now. You must stay alert. You must cleanse your space. You must stop sharing personal details with the wrong people because every word you speak now echoes across dimensions. This is a time of massive exposure but also massive opportunity. God is not trying to scare you. He is trying to prepare you because your breakthrough is dangerously close. But so are the spiritual traps. The celebrity who tipped them off is someone you've probably seen on screens. Someone you once thought had nothing to do with you. But their soul caught something yours was carrying that a ripple of your light reached them. And they asked questions, and what they found out about the woman near you, about the man who lied to you, about the money that disappeared from your family's account, about the letter that was never delivered to you, shook them to the core. They could not keep it quiet. They had to speak. And that's why the investigation has begun. This is divine protection in action. God is not passive. He sees all. And He has had enough of the betrayals you've silently endured. He has had enough of you being the last to know. Now He's making sure you're the first to know. That's why this message is reaching you today, because what's coming requires your full awareness. There are going to be strange events in the next 3 days. Sudden messages, unexpected visitors, a strange phone call, a slip of the tongue by someone who thinks you aren't paying attention. Do not ignore it. Heaven will be speaking through details. Every sign is a piece of the puzzle. There is money connected to this, yes, large amounts. There is a will, a transaction, a financial inheritance that someone thought you didn't deserve, but God says it was always yours. And now the truth about it is being revealed. The authorities watching your house are not coming to harm. They are coming to confirm, to protect, to ensure you are in position. Because when the transfer happens, when the miracle is released, there will be people who try to claim it was theirs. But heaven's order cannot be reversed. God marked your name on this blessing before you were born. And now the world will watch as the delivery begins. But this won't be easy. With favor comes resistance. With glory comes attention. That's why Archangel Michael is leading your charge right now. He has stood before the throne of God and requested that you be shielded with a layer of divine fire that no enemy may touch your mind, your emotions, your peace or your body. You are being covered right now. Even as you read this, the moment your eyes touched these words, an angelic seal was activated that it cannot be undone unless you choose to walk away from the truth. Unless you ignore the voice of urgency, you are going to see more clearly than ever before. God is lifting the veil. The masks are falling. You are going to realize who was lying, who was praying for your failure, who was secretly working against your home. It will shock you. It may even break your heart. But do not despair, because God removes only to replace. What He is pulling from your life right now is toxic, even if it once felt like love. What He is clearing from your home. What the authorities are seeing is spiritual residue from manipulation, control, envy, and sabotage. And that woman, the one you trust too much, she is part of it. But she won't be for long, because after this exposure, your life is going to change dramatically. The world will see what God hid in plain sight. A prophet, a healer, a light bearer, a miracle waiting to happen. That is you. That has always been you. But now God is making it undeniable. And those who once doubted you will begin to whisper your name in fear and awe. The celebrity who tipped them off will one day reach out to you directly, not for gossip, but because they need your insight. They saw your truth and now they need your light. You are no longer invisible. But you must be ready. Ready to leave the version of you who doubted. Ready to walk away from the places that once comforted you but secretly contained your cage. Ready to speak when God says speak. Ready to move when Michael gives the signal. Ready to protect your peace like your life depends on it, because it does. This isn't the time for hesitation. This isn't the time for pretending you're not powerful. The exposure is here. The surveillance is active. The angels are watching. So are the authorities. The countdown has begun. You are not alone. You never were. The dreams you had, the ones you dismissed, were visions. The déjà vu was prophecy. The strange coincidences were rehearsals. And now the curtain has risen. The final scene is being written. You are the main character and the spotlight is real. That's why the opposition came. That's why the lies increased. The woman who smiles while thinking of your destruction is trembling now. Because she never thought you'd find out. She never imagined a celebrity would be the one to tip you off. But heaven writes better plots than any human ever could. Now is your time. You must prepare. Cleanse your space. Anoint your door. Guard your heart. Because what is coming will demand a new version of you. The divine version, the fearless version, the version that knows who you are in Christ, the version that doesn't back down when truth is revealed. You were built for this. And God has waited a long time to release this season into your hands. Now it's happening. No delay, no denial, no more distractions. The world is watching. Heaven is roaring. Michael is standing and God is speaking. He says, "You are safe. You are chosen. You are rising. The 3 hours have passed. The clock in the spirit realm has shifted. What was hidden has now been dragged into the open." God did not delay. He did not stutter. He did not turn away. He exposed her completely. And now what she was trying so desperately to keep buried has been unearthed in front of heaven, in front of angels, and most importantly, in front of you. If you'd like to donate or show your appreciation, you can give a super thanks up to $100. The veil has been ripped. The silence has been shattered. And now that the time has run out, you are standing in a sacred hour of revelation where nothing can go back to the way it was. Your spiritual eyes have been unlocked. You are no longer blind. You are no longer wandering. You are no longer wrapped in the performance she carefully constructed around you. God has shown you the core of her intentions and now you cannot unsee it. What you feel rising inside you is not just emotion. It's truth. It's the roar of justice echoing through your bones. It's the sound of heaven saying, "This is the moment you were being prepared for." Because in the last 3 hours, she moved. She acted. She took the bait that she herself laid. And in doing so, she triggered her own exposure. That's how God works. He lets the enemy tie their own rope. She thought she was manipulating you into her trap, but she didn't realize she was walking into one herself, the one heaven set for her. Her own mouth betrayed her. Her own actions revealed her. And now you are no longer bound by illusion. You are standing in truth, surrounded by angels, empowered by clarity and protected by divine order. Archangel Michael is present. His sword is still drawn, but now he is not just shielding you. He is striking not with physical harm but with spiritual justice. He has severed the ties. He has broken the soul cord. He has erased the false imprint she placed on your life. And with each stroke, your life is regaining balance. The fog is lifting. The confusion is clearing. The weight is disappearing. And you are remembering who you are. What was stolen is returning, what was silenced is roaring. What was delayed is accelerating. Because this exposure isn't just about her. It's about what was behind her. There was a force, a shadow, a monitoring spirit that latched onto your energy through her. And every time she spoke to you, every time she flattered you, every time she offered help, she was transferring confusion, opening spiritual doors, and draining your fire. That's why your energy felt strange after speaking with her. That's why your sleep was disturbed. That's why your peace kept leaking. But you blamed yourself. You said you were overreacting. You told yourself to be more loving, more forgiving, more patient. But she was feeding off of that softness. And now God has come to restore the boundaries you didn't know how to build. This is your exodus. This is your escape. This is your rescue from spiritual slavery that you didn't even know you were in. But heaven knew. Archangel Michael knew, and your own spirit buried under confusion knew, and now it's breaking free. You feel it, don't you? That fire in your chest, that rush in your soul, that's your power coming back. That's your spirit standing up. That's your soul screaming, I remember who I am. You were never meant to stay quiet. You were never meant to be manipulated. You were never meant to hand your light over to someone who hated their own. God is speaking loudly, clearly. Finally, He says, this woman has done this to others before you. She thought she could do it again, but you are the wrong one to mess with. You are chosen, and I will not let your destiny be dragged into her destruction. So, I exposed her. I stripped her mask. I allowed the trap to turn on her. And now justice has been served. Let this sink in. God moved for you. The angels were dispatched for you. The heavens waited for you. And now the atmosphere has changed. You're not under attack anymore. You're under covering. You're not in the dark anymore. You're in divine light. But with this exposure comes responsibility. You must not go back. You must not entertain her again. You must not reopen the door that heaven just shut. You are not obligated to explain. You are not required to defend your decision. Your only job is to walk forward. Because now the shift begins. Now the floodgates open. Now that the counterfeit is removed, the real blessings can find you. The real people, the real favor, the real elevation, the assignments that were paused are resuming. The divine partnerships that were blocked are now being released. She was the interference. She was the static. And now that she is gone, the clarity will come like waves. You will begin hearing God more clearly. Your discernment will feel sharper. Your dreams will become louder. The peace you've been begging for will return in full. And there's more. Because the woman wasn't working alone. There are others who enabled her, silent allies, quiet watchers, people who never warned you, people who saw red flags and said nothing. But God is exposing them too, that in the coming days, you will feel a divine distancing. People you thought were for you will pull away. Don't panic. That's not a loss. It's a cleansing. God is editing your environment. He's making room for what's real, for what's holy. for what was meant for you from the beginning. And now God speaks again. Not in warning but in promise. He says, because you listened, I will reward you. Because you obeyed, I will elevate you. Because you didn't fight for crumbs, I will feed you from my table. Because you trusted me even when it hurt, I will honor you in public. Because you didn't chase their validation, I will give you my glory. This is your reward season. This is the miracle moment that couldn't come until she was removed. And now heaven is open. The portals are pouring. The delay is broken. The seeds are sprouting. And the pain it's transforming into power. So cry if you must. Mourn the illusion. Let the tears fall. But know this. You didn't lose a friend, you escaped a foe. You didn't lose love. You were saved from a lie. You didn't walk away from a connection. You were pulled away by destiny. And now you are free. And now you are rising. And now you are entering the season they tried to block. She's gone. The exposure is done. But you are just getting started. Archangel Michael says it's an emergency. You must not scroll past this or pretend it doesn't concern you. Your house is under surveillance. That's not a metaphor, that's not symbolic. Someone tipped off the authorities. Someone very famous, a world-renowned celebrity known by millions, has sent a silent but powerful alert about something they found. Something that traces back to your name, something that involves your address, something that you don't even know has been traced. But heaven knows. And heaven is stepping in before the storm arrives. God says, do not fear. Do not panic. Even though what is happening around you seems dark, confusing, and unpredictable, His light is already in place. This message found you at this exact second for a divine reason. You were not meant to be blind to what is happening. The spiritual realm has been stirred. Michael, the great archangel of war and protection, has left the heavenly gates and stands now beside your door. He's not here by accident. He is here on assignment. He is here because someone tried to send your name into a system. Someone who didn't want you to know. But they were exposed in the heavenlies before they could get away with it. They used a backdoor. They whispered your name into the ears of someone powerful. And that powerful person carried the message, thinking they were doing the right thing, only to find out that the one who informed them had lied. But now you're caught in the middle of it. There are eyes watching, devices planted, movements monitored. Your house has become a location of interest, not because of anything wrong. You did, but because something is hidden near you that someone else planted. God says this is your moment to rise up in prayer and authority. This is not the time to be afraid. This is not the time to fall silent or turn away. This is the time to be still and know that He is God. He is not going to allow you to go down for something you did not do. He is not going to let your name be tarnished. But you must be awake now. You must be spiritually alert. You must understand that this is bigger than the physical. It's a divine test. It's a confrontation between the force of light and darkness. The person who tipped off the authorities had no idea that what they were touching had heavenly protection on it. They had no idea that your name is sealed by God's covenant. They had no idea that you are not like the others. You are chosen. You are marked. You are surrounded by angelic warriors who stand guard when you sleep and whisper warnings when you're awake. You felt it. The chills. The sudden heaviness. The strange intuition that something was off. That wasn't your imagination, that was Archangel Michael brushing your spirit to prepare you. God says, don't panic. Don't let anxiety swallow your peace. This is a distraction designed to intimidate you. The enemy cannot stop your future. So, it's trying to scare you out of walking into it. But this will backfire because what the enemy meant for harm, God is turning into testimony. This entire surveillance event will become proof that you were innocent, covered, and favored. The truth will come out. The person who twisted the story will be exposed. And the famous figure who unknowingly participated will come forward and offer help. Not harm. There's a divine shaking in your atmosphere. Some of you have noticed strange behavior from people around you. Neighbors acting unusually kind or distant. Someone showing up at odd times. Odd glitches in your electronics. Sudden service interruptions. These are not coincidences. These are part of the monitoring setup. But here is the secret. They will find nothing because God will make sure that nothing planted against you can prosper. Every camera will fail to record your truth. Every wire will be redirected. Every attempt to trap you will be confused by divine interference. Heaven's technology is stronger than Earth's surveillance. Angels are scrambling frequencies. Archangel Michael has